Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is John, and this is Addicted to Fishing. And today, we're going to continue on with this tackle storage. I showed you how I stored my terminal tackle, or I'm sorry, my soft plastics. Today, I thought I would come back and show you how I'm storing more of just my regular terminal gear, why I've gone this way, and what I like about it. And these are going to be in no particular order. And we're just going to jump right into it. Right now, I don't have many of the Sterilite totes with gear in them. I've switched over to all these 3700 deep boxes. The great thing about it, like this one here, just happens to be swim baits, swim bait heads, flashback minis. It's going to have some small chatter baits in it. Is the simplicity of this box is perfect. I don't take this box out in the rain. You can see this used to be a mid-diver crankbait box. I just haven't taken a sticker off there yet. But what this allows me to do is that today I'm going out and I'm fishing with swim baits. I throw a few in my tackle box, my backpack, I carry them. If I'm moving to another lake and I've lost a couple, I can come back, peel a couple of those extra sizes back out, load them back in my box and go. If I'm going out on a buddy's boat, I can just grab a pack, just simply open it up. Okay, today I need the little boxer heads. Boom, there's all my white 1/8 ounce boxer heads. I'm good to roll. So that's the swim bait heads. Over into this box. This box is the one I carry the most with me. This is for my, what they commonly call the jigging minnow. I do not affiliate that with forward-facing sonar at all. Of course, that's what the big rave is about it. But it was working long before that. This also has my drop shot stuff in it. And I do keep this in a waterproof box. And it works out really, really well. So that's box number 2, techniques. I think that's about 4 or 5 different techniques right there. Coming around here to this one. This one is all my worm hooks. No, I'm sorry. This one's got a bunch of different unweighted and weighted belly weight swim bait hooks, hitchhikers. As you can see, they're all in plastic bags. Some of them in an original bag. There's my hover rigs. Those are going to be moved over. My tush. All of that is in this box. So it's just a second swim bait style box. Again, this is mainly all belly weighted box. And I think I do have another box that I don't have over here. And this one, I believe, yep, it certainly is all of my regular hooks. So for instance, this one, here's my owner size 2 mosquito hook. Got a pouch, got a slot for that. My flipping hooks, heavy cover worm hook, the Gamakatsu. More mosquitoes, number 1 size hooks. I mean, it's just got, all kinds of different hooks in it. But again, I like keeping them in the original package. Most of these were not in the original package. But like this one, if I know I'm low on the 1/0 hook, I know exactly what 1/0 hook I've been using. The Jika rig. I got all of those in there, some bobber stops, some beads, and that's all of those. And then the last box that I did I used to keep those in that Plano terminal tackle box. And I'm now keeping them in this waterproof 3700 size box. This is all of my weights. And again, some of these, actually a lot of these are still in the original package. So I know exactly what size weight they are. So when I run low on that particular size, I know exactly what I need to restock. But pretty simple, guys. You can also, You know, depending on if, you know, maybe you go and you're going out and you can find, you know, right now this box is pretty full, but say I went to Walmart and they had a bunch of different weights that I needed. These are all bullet weights for the most part. As a matter of fact, I think that 100% of these are bullet weights. I don't think there's anything in here other than a bullet weight. There's some collars for rattles in here, but most of these are all, you know, even the tungsten. You know, say I went to Walmart and they had bullet weights on clearance, and Walmart's notorious for doing this. They'll clearance them out for no particular reason, and they'll price them. You know, I've gone and bought bullet weights for 10 cents a pack. You know, they were on the shelf for 10 cents a pack. Get up to the counter and they ring in for less than that. You know, you got a ton of little bluegill hooks that way one year. And I mean, once I went up front, I got like 4 packs. Went up front and they rang in a penny a pack. So I went back and cleared the pegs. And then I gave a bunch away to kids. But if I was trying to keep all that, and I wanted to keep it nice, neat, and organized, I could go to a Sterilite tote, or go out and buy, you know, more of these 3700 deep boxes. I like these boxes a lot more, and that's why you see all my terminal gear in these boxes, just because it allows me to store them really easy. Again, like this box, you know, here's my Willow Vibes, you know, the little finesse Z's or whatever they call them, the Z-Man jig heads, different VMC heads. I don't have any of my own heads that I pour in here yet, but I've just been going through and just starting to reorganize these, make things a little easier on myself. Again, if I'm going out today and I know I'm just doing swim baits, I can grab this box and boom, I've got all my swim bait stuff. Now, if I know I need the belly weights, you know, or stuff like that, where I'm going to keep things weedless, I can grab that box. I can grab this box, that box, throw both of these boxes in the back of my car. Once I get out there, I know what I have. I have backups, you know, especially if I'm taking a day trip. Say I go back up to the Maumee River, or the Sandusky River, going up to, you know, the Lake Erie and fishing some off of the piers in Lake Erie. I'm going out with a buddy. He's got a boat. I can grab these quick, easy, and I got plenty of backup. If I'm going like a 4-day thing, you know, I'm going to want some extra tackle. On a regular day trip, I don't normally ever have to get into those boxes. I'm a tackle junkie. Some of you can probably already see that. You know, this is all tools behind me, but you know, that's just some of the gear that I have over there. I mean, I got a lot of tackle. You know, there's 40 years, at least 40 years, and that's what I'm guessing that I started collecting and buying lures when I was about 11 years old, in that ballpark, 10, 11 years old. I really started fishing hardcore for bass back then. Some of these storage methods that I'm using now, I used to watch the guys back in the day do it. And I was kind of that lazy kid and kind of stubborn, and I would just dump my tackle into a box and not think anything of it. Then I'd go out, and I don't have a box, I think, like that anymore. But if I did, you'd open up your box like this one. I'd have this box. Of course, it would be just a cheap Plano box. And each one of these compartments, I would just dump in a boatload of tackle. You know, and it wasn't too bad back in the day, because one, I was younger and the weight didn't really matter. And number two, it was in a boat 99% of the time. Where if it wasn't in a boat, it was right next to the boat. And me and Dad would load up in the boat. And I'd just grab it and I didn't care. I just throw it in the boat. Until I went to say, oh, well, I need a lighter weight. And I just had to eyeball it. You know, back then I think I could pick out the little 1/4 ounce to 1/2 ounce to 3/4 and an ounce, and you still can. But I just, again, I'm starting to, you know, at my age, get a little bit wiser. And I've turned to, you know, like this is my belly weight swim bait box. And that's just, it works great. I've got some things in here that doesn't need to go in here. Like I said, I'm just starting to redo all these boxes. You know, in my spare time, that's what I've been organizing and doing. I spent a whole day today in the tackle room, making sure that I made some space, I organized, put things away. That table that was really clustered up isn't as cluttered anymore. I had some of these type bins that I kept tackle in. I don't have that no more. I really put in some time today and organized and straightened up my tackle. It was much needed. All of my line, for the most part, was organized. A lot of the soft plastics were organized, but it was through the season type stuff. It just got disorganized. And while I was organizing and putting things back, I was like, you know what? Let's change some things that we're doing. You know, I got rid of that chatterbait box now. My chatterbaits are in this plain no divider box. This is not going to be their permanent home, but it was something that I had to get them out of that 3700 box. I'm trying to get rid of that 3700 box, I believe, and the terminal tackle box. I just don't like them. They're great boxes. They're really durable, but they're just not what I need. Plus, I have a 3600 jig chatterbait box that I do have jigs in. It seems to work a lot better for jigs, but I bought that 3700 box just to organize my chatterbaits, and I realized that it's a great box, but it needs to be deeper. So unfortunately, I've decided to put that to the wayside for now and kind of reorganize stuff. And again, that's where I thought I would take some time. People have asked how I'm storing stuff. You know, again, like even on the hard baits, you can see all these right here, all these 3700 series boxer waterproof boxes. Each one of those has a different type of lure in it. The top one, the blue one, because it's the only Flambeau box I have that's got all my red springtime baits in it. And I know, you know, if I'm looking for red, that's the box to go for. So it's a real easy way to keep yourself organized. You know, again, I showed in some of these, you know, in another video, you can get these little plastic bags. This one just happens to have a weedless wacky hook, a nail weight, and a Ned rig in it. You know, if that's all I needed to go pond hop, I can throw that in there. A great way to store, you know, chatterbaits. And again, you get these bags at Walmart, but you can see it'll store a full size chatterbait. You know, trailer and all. I have spinner baits in some. I don't know if that's the way I'm going to go with all my chatterbaits, or if I'm going to figure out something totally different. I'll probably end up getting a 3700 deep box, putting the compartments and putting all the chatterbaits in a plastic bag, each individual bag. And another good thing with that individual bag, now that I'm talking about that, especially seeing all the weights and stuff, is, you know, if I use this particular lure and it gets wet, I can put it in here, and if after it's sort of dried, or even if it didn't dry, the cool thing is if this particular one, you know, no matter what it is, we'll say it's this little swim bait head, if this guy happens to rust, it's only this one that gets thrown away. It's not a whole box full of them. So that works out really, really well. Even if you're using these waterproof boxes, don't think for 1 second that if you put wet hooks, wet baits in these boxes, even the Planos with the wick-away system, it's not going to keep your hooks from not rusting. It keeps them dry, and it's not going to allow water to get in to rust them. But if you're fishing with a lure, I just threw this guy around, it's wet, I throw it in there, that moisture is still on it, can rust it, and it'll rust, you know, you go from rusting 1 hook to rusting 100. So again, as far as that storage goes, you get these at Walmart, really inexpensive. I highly recommend those guys, or keep them in the original package. Even if I don't like my tackle bag, I can get in it right now in one of the small Ziploc compartments, and I keep these little bags with me. That way, if I'm out and I'm throwing a bait, say it's a crankbait, I want to isolate it. I don't want to dry it out right now. I could just pull it and dry it out. Then what I can do, we'll use this Rebel popper for an example, is I come home, this little table that I use, it's got a lip around it. I can take that bait and hang that bait. You see that? And that big swim bait are both on there. Now that turkey gets to dry completely and I don't rust out my hooks, let alone rust out a whole box full of stuff. So anyway, guys, that's just a quick, another way that I'm storing tackle and kind of my system that I'm using. I'm really happy with it. I went from being completely disorganized to pretty much 100% organized. It's just, you know, I got one box up here. You can see it up there next to the little boxes above right there. My finger's actually on it. That's just kind of a quick catch-all box. It's just got a bunch of spinnerbaits in it right now that I think, you know, that I'm running through into my tackle bag. I took them out of the big giant spinnerbait box, put them in individual Ziploc, these little bags, and I can throw them in my pack as I go. And again, I can isolate them and keep them from rusting other baits out. So anyway, guys, I hope that helps you. I hope it gives you some ideas on how to store tackle. Again, you can use, you know, the expensive waterproof boxes that aren't so expensive. You can use the old school ProLatch systems. You can use pretty much whatever you want. But this is just how I'm doing it and what's working for me. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I gave you a little bit of information. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell to be notified when I'm putting out a video. I don't know if I'll be able to keep up with 2 videos a week now that it's getting into winter. And I've been kind of short-handed and busy at work. I'm at least going to try to roll 1 video out at least a week. So you want to make sure you have that notification bell turned on to let you know. Please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know how you're storing your tackle, what system works for you. If there's anything you'd like to see me talk about, let me know. If there's pretty much a style that's out there, I pretty much have done it. And I'm not afraid to talk about some of the things a lot of other people won't talk about. You know, a lot of people won't talk about using scent and how they're marinating it. A lot of people won't talk about some different types of rigs. You know, a lot of people, if they're going out and they're catching everything on this little spark shed, they're just going to tell you to caught it on a swim bait. I'll tell you how I'm catching them. I'm telling you what's working. And likewise, in the one video, I told you stuff that I found to just not to work. And it was just a taste of things that I found over the years to not work. I do show you some high-end gear mixed in with some regular gear all the way down to budget gear. There's a lot of good budget gear out there that you can use. Today's budget gear was pretty much garbage years ago. But now there's completely what I would consider kind of junk. And then there's some better budget gear. And we'll kind of go over some of that again in another video. I don't want to keep dragging this one out, kind of getting off topic, which I have a habit of doing. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And we'll see you in the next one.